hey. You guys come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. As you guys come on into this live, say hi, hello, hey, all that awesome stuff. So I can see those of you that have joined us, those of you that are new to me, welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Beverly Walthour. I am a business strategist specifically for established Christian female coaches and service providers for coaches who desire to accelerate their income and their impact without compromising their Christian values. And so we do that by showing them how to shift into creating five-figure weeks and days in their businesses. And so, you guys, I want to just have this quick conversation with you guys. I always say I won't be before you long. And we know how that always works out. But really and truly, my goal is for this live to be 20 minutes or less. So I am going to go ahead and dive on into this conversation. Those of you that are joining us on the replay, type in hashtag replay, leave your questions, your comments, all that awesome stuff. And I will definitely make sure that I go back through and go back around, circle back around and respond back to all of your questions and your comments and all of that stuff like that. And so I want to have this conversation with you guys about content. And so a lot of times as I'm scrolling on social media and I'm just checking out you guys' content, it's just very interesting, especially checking out content and then having conversations in Messenger. Like I love having conversations. I love conversing with you guys because it allows for me to kind of keep a pulse on what's going on in my community, all of that good stuff, the challenges, the things that are working really well, those types of things. I just like doing that. And so some of the things that I've been having some conversations around has been content and content creation and all of that stuff like that. And so I just wanted to have this conversation today. Also, partially because we're doing I had done a lead generation masterclass. I think it was last month, and then toward the beginning of October. And so, quite a few people had asked me if I was going to run it again. And so, I am running this lead generation, but it's a little bit different. It's not a masterclass; it's actually a workshop. And so, with that workshop, it's going to actually be a hands-on workshop. You're going to walk away with your 30-day content calendar, and not my content calendar, your content calendar. And that's one thing. Like I see people that will have content calendars and stuff like that, those are good to help you kind of, jog your ideas and, at least remain consistent. But with these content calendars that you're going to create in this workshop, this is going to be content specifically for your, what I call your next level client. So it's going to be specific content for you and the people that you serve. So that way, we're going to have time actually carved out during the masterclass to actually create it. So you're not going to need that additional time. The only additional time you will need is for you to actually implement it, for you to actually either put it. Some of you guys have like, the little things that allow for you to kind of like pre-schedule stuff and like stuff like that. So, either you do it or someone on your team loads that content for you. But there's also an implementation week as a part of this workshop. And with that implementation week, that's going to be an amazing way for you to remain consistent, get feedback, accountability, all of that stuff like that. And so there are going to be four types of content that we're going to talk about in this workshop. And these four types of content, these are powerful types of content when it comes to you closing clients. Thank you so much, Regina. These are four types of content that you can use to help you close more clients. Now, this right here is not. Sorry, I put a post in a group, and so I'm getting a lot of feedback and stuff like that. But this is just four types of content. You guys, this is all types of content. I like to break my content down into two categories. Content in which is designed for engagement. It's designed for people to get to know me just as a person. Like, it's not about Coach Bev and all that stuff like that. It's for you guys to get to know me as a person. So you guys, if you follow that my page, then you know me, and driving and parking straight is not a thing. Yeah, I can't park straight, and I look, it is what it is. I have tried. That is just not my ministry. So I feel sorry for the people that park beside me. I apologize, y'all. I'm sorry. And so that just allows for you guys to get to know me. And then I have content that's, purely based on you guys getting to know me as a business strategist. Thank you so much, Dr. Linda. And so, yeah, that's just my background in education and training, just making this stuff where it's hands on. And like I said, you're literally creating, you're brainstorming, you're masterminding with the people that are a part of this workshop. And so The 4 types of content that we are going to look at during the workshop. This content that we're going to create during the workshop is going to mainly focus on you as the expert. So we're going to have this content where, once again, it establishes you as the expert. It allows for you to be able to stand on the things that you believe in and how it is that God has created you when it comes to how he's called you to service people. And so that's going to be the type of content that we're going to, hey, Jerry, I see you, that we're going to focus on during the actual workshop. And like I said, with the workshop, it actually kicks off next Thursday, November the 16th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And right now we're doing a 24-hour special pricing, which that 24-hour special pricing ends tonight. So at this recording, which is November the 7th, it ends at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You get the hands-on workshop and you get the implementation week for only $97. So that special pricing goes away tonight, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, on November the 7th. After that, at midnight, it goes up to $100. I mean, it goes up by $100, and then it's going to go up again on Thursday by another $100. So definitely hop on that. Plus, you get a one-on-one call with me as well. Okay. So once again, it's going to be 4 types of content that we're going to talk about. One piece of content is testimonial content. And so for a lot of us, we will say that we have testimonials on our website. And a lot of us, you do have a page on your website that has testimonials. But you guys, I'm telling you, with testimonial content, especially with how you structure it, testimonials tell people a couple of things, especially people who are looking to purchase a service. It tells them that, one, you helped yourself, because they're asking themselves questions. Like when people are looking to purchase or buy a service, they're asking themselves 3 questions. And with testimonial content, it answers the 3 questions. So the 3 questions that they're asking themselves is, or are, has she helped herself? Has she helped others? And can she help me? So has she helped herself? Has she helped others? And can she help me? And with testimonial content, it helps to answer those 3 questions that they're asking themselves anyway. So for a lot of us, when we say, well, hey, I have testimonials on my website, my next question is, well, how much traffic do you have going to your website? So versus you just keeping your content on your website, you want to be able to use that content as a part of your content marketing strategy. And so you want to be able to actually, and there's ways that you can structure your testimonial content. And I tell people all the time, I don't care if you only have 1 testimonial or if you have a million a million different testimonials. There's various ways that you can actually structure that testimonial content to where, like I said, it establishes you as the expert. It answers those 3 questions that people are asking. And it also shows them the possibilities for themselves. Because I want you to think about it. How often do you read reviews? How often do you ask someone that you trust, what I'm saying, for their opinions or their thoughts on a certain place? So whether or not it's a restaurant, or whatever it is. So if you're looking, or people are looking to invest $1,000, $5,000, $20,000 to work with you, you having testimonials that speak to you as the expert and the type of results that you support your clients in achieving, those testimonials, that content goes a long way. And so I always tell my clients, you don't want testimonials that just say, oh my gosh, Regina is amazing. Oh my goodness. Like, you want content where, like I said, it speaks to your expertise. It shows that person that's reading, once again, that you are the expert, that it is possible for them. So, there's templates that you can actually send your clients to ask them when it comes to the content and how you want that content. How you want that testimonial. So that way they're not just saying, oh my God, Dr. Linda is super amazing. We know Dr. Linda is amazing, but once again, there's specific content that you want, or specific ways that you want to have that testimonial structure. And so I tell people this all the time. It doesn't matter, because some people are like, well, Bev, because of the type of work that I do, people want to remain confidential. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if your people want to remain confidential. You can still share their testimonial and nobody would ever know who it is. So even if you want to keep it confidential, there are still ways that you can share testimonials where, once again, the person that you're speaking about, the client that you're speaking about, is actually confidential. We don't even know. And if you look at a lot of my testimonials, very rarely do I share names, or if I do share names, it may just be a first name, because my people are like, babe, I don't want my people to know I just closed $10,000 today. And I get it. And so once again, so having that testimonial content, and even with testimonials, like one of the most powerful types of testimonial content are case studies, where you're actually having a conversation in real time with that client. That is one of the most powerful pieces of testimonial content are those case studies. And so being able to structure that case study. So literally with my clients, I give my clients actual questions. Hey, these are some of the questions you can ask your clients, during that case study. And so we're going to talk about that in the workshop of how you can structure those testimonials, how you can structure those case studies to, once again, when people see it or they read it or they're listening to it, once again, it propels them, it gets them off the fence. Because for a lot of your people, you have about 3% of your people that's in your current audience right now where, they're ready to move forward in working with you. And so your testimonial content is that content that will propel them to move forward. So it's very, you do want to have testimonial content. So if that is not a type of content that you have, in your rotation, in your content marketing, then I strongly encourage you to have that type of content. Once again, like I said, we're going to actually talk about this type of content in the workshop. And then literally in the workshop, they're going to create a testimonial piece of content. And then they'll have the template from that piece of content that they can then use over and over and over again. So once again, if you're interested in joining us in this workshop, which once again, it will be next Thursday, November the 16th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes, it will be recorded, so there will be a replay. Then I strongly encourage you to join us in the workshop. And right now, like I said, we have a 24-hour special pricing where you can get the workshop and the implementation week for only $97. Like I said, at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight, November the 7th, that pricing goes away and it goes up to $197. And then on Thursday, it goes up again to $297. Okay. So that is one type of content. Once again, testimonial content, where, like I said, it just shows you as the expertise. As the expert, it shows your potential clients that it is possible for them as well to achieve those results, especially when you know how to structure it. And like I said, it's different ways that you can structure your testimonial content. So that's one type. Another type of content that you can have out there, what we call lead generation content. And with this lead generation content, it gets people to what I like to use the phrase raise their hand. So when I say raise their hand, it gets them to let you know, hey, I'm actually interested in what it is that you may have. So whether or not it's a service that you have, whether or not it's your freebie, your free gift or whatever. So with lead generation content, it's a powerful way and being able to, one, book sales calls, and two, build your email list. So once again, just depending upon what it is that you're putting out there. And so, like I said, lead generation content is a powerful way to get people to raise their hand to say that they are interested in what it is that you have. And like I said, you use that content and being able to build your email list and to book sales calls. And so once again, with that lead generation content, you're speaking to who your ideal client would be. And so what I love with the lead generation content, like I said, it's a powerful way. You can do that type of content once a day. You can do it once a week, just depending upon what you got going on. So whether or not you're looking to build your email list or whether or not you're looking to book more sales calls, either way, with that type of content, this right here will identify potential clients within your current audience, because I say this all the time, you have at least $50,000 right now, every last one of us, on the low end in your current audience right now. And so this workshop is going to show you how to tap into those clients that you currently have, or those potential clients that you currently have right now in your current audience. And so, like I said, lead generation content is a powerful piece of content. And like I said, it is specifically to get your next level client to raise their hand and say, hey, I'm interested in what it is that you have. And so an example of this, it might be, and you'll see people do it. You'll see people with those posts that say, hey, I'm looking for 5 people, and I'm making this up, I'm looking for 5 people that are looking to, speak on more stages in 2024. That is a lead generation type of post. And if you want to be more specific, you can say, if it's a specific type of person that you work with, you may say, hey, I'm looking for 5 coaches that are looking to do more speaking in 2024. Like, that's one way. That's a surface level type of lead generation post, but it is a lead generation post. Once again, in the workshop, we're going to look at more specific examples of what that can look like for you. And so whether or not this content is something that you do written, whether or not it's something that you do in a live stream, short form video, like reels and stuff like that, you can use this content in any one of those situations. Okay. So once again, that first type of content when it comes to closing more clients are your testimonial content. Once again, if you're just hopping on in here, definitely make sure that you go back and catch the replay. Because like I said, this is going to be one of my shortest videos, 30 minutes or less. We're going to see if we can get in here, because I'm going to talk about 4 types of content. So the first piece of content that we talked about was my testimonial, or your testimonial content. And then the second part we talked about, or the second type, is lead generation content. With that content, it literally gets your ideal clients to say, hey, actually raise their hand to show that they're interested in what it is that you have. And like I said, during the workshop that we're going to do next Thursday, November the 16th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to literally, you're going to get templates and stuff like that, examples, and then you're going to create your own. So like I said, this is a hands-on workshop. So you're actually going to do the work in this workshop. Okay. And then if you join us for the implementation week, then you'll have that implementation week will go from once the workshop is over until 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on November the 30th. So although I say it's a week, it's actually longer than a week, because we have that Thanksgiving week in there. So we want to have that extra time. So this will be perfect for those of you that are looking to do things for Black Friday. Because I tell people all the time, just because you offer a service does not mean that you cannot participate in Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Small Business Saturday, all of that stuff. People are spending billions of dollars. Why not have them invest in what you offer? There are ways that you can structure it without discounting your services. Like, you don't have to take a current service that you have and discount the price. You don't have to do that, but there are things that you can do to still sell your services during Black Friday and all of that, that weekend like that. And this workshop will show you how you can actually set yourself up for those things. Okay. So once again, we have the testimonial content, we have our lead generation content. The third type of content, once again, that is a powerful way for you to see who's in your current audience, to see if you have your ideal clients in your current audience, is what we call engagement content. And so this content increases the engagement on your content, and it also helps to identify potential leads in your audience. Now, there's usually 2 types of engagement content. You have that engagement content that you put out there, and it's just strictly for whoever's following you to engage with your content. So it's not specific for your clientele. For instance, I had a post. I had a post about a week or so ago that had the picture of the cornbread, and then the like sweet potatoes, macaroni and cheese, and like a beef stew or something like that in the middle. That was an engagement post. Like, it wasn't specifically for my ideal clients. It was specifically for people who follow me, and actually it was a bunch of people who didn't follow me that actually commented on that post. And so that's one type of engagement content that you can have. And like I said, it just shows your personality, that type of thing. The type of engagement content that I'm talking about with this right here is a way for you. This is specific for you to possibly identify clients in your current audience, like that type of thing, potential leads in your current audience. So it wouldn't be a post about cornbread, unless, maybe you are, maybe you do, support people in starting their, I don't know, catering business. So then maybe that would be, I don't know. But this right here, when it comes to engagement content, what we're going to talk about in the workshop is engagement content that will get your next level client. That will get potential clients to participate in the post. It'll let you know whether or not they are in your audience. So it might be, depending upon who your audience is, you may have a post if you serve moms who are looking to start their business. So you may have a post out there, once again, an engagement post. And with that engagement post, you might have a post something along the lines of, hey moms, if you could start your at-home business, what type of business would you start? Right. And so once again, with that type of post, that's an engagement post. So, because you said, hey, moms, your expectation would be that moms would respond to that post. And once again, with that type of post, now you're seeing that there are actually moms that's in your current audience that are considering starting a business. And once again, if what you do is to help moms to start their business, or start their online business, then having that type of post out there, which is an engagement post, is going to get them to actually respond. Now, once again, that will allow for you to identify potential leads in your audience. Now, you don't just jump in the comments and say, oh my gosh, this is amazing, I got a program, do you want to join it? That's not how you do it. But in the workshop, we talk about how you actually get from actually identifying them as potential leads to actually being able to have conversations with them about what it is that you offer. And once again, I don't do it where they respond like that and you automatically hop in their inbox, trying to sell a service. That's not how I do it when it comes to that engagement content. But like I said, that engagement content it does get the engagement going. It gets the conversation going. And like I said, it is a powerful way to identify potential leads. Hey, Letitia, hi, 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 how are you? And so that's the third type of content. You guys, so once again, if you're just hopping on here, my goal is 30 minutes or less for this live. But we're talking about 4 types of content that you can actually put out there that will land you more clients. A lot of times we kind of get stuck in the motivational type of content. And my thing is, I'm not going to pay you, or I'm not going to invest 1,000, 5,000, $10,000 to work with you for motivational content, just motivational content, because I don't have to pay for that. I can go Google motivational content. And so I always encourage my clients, if you are like, there's nothing wrong with having that motivational content, but that shouldn't be all the content that you put out there. I talk to my clients about, even with their motivational content, connect it back to what it is that you do as a coach or a service provider. Make the connection of how that piece of content that you just put out there, how does that connect with what it is that you do, as as the expert. So that type of thing. Okay. So that's another piece of content that we're going to talk about in the workshop. Once again, we're doing that lead. I'm bringing back my lead generation. Instead of it being a masterclass, it's going to be a hands-on workshop. It will be next Thursday, November the 16th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this is one of the other pieces of content that we're going to actually talk about during the workshop. You're going to create your 30-day content calendar during the workshop. So like I said, that's why I say it's hands-on. And like I said, right now we're having a 24-hour special pricing. And that rate ends tonight at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's only $97 for the workshop and the implementation week. So definitely don't click on the link now. We'll get this 4th one and then go click on the link and join us at the workshop tonight. Okay. All right. And then the 4th piece of content that we're going to talk about during the workshop is what I call expert content. And with this expert content, this content establishes you as the expert in your industry, and it also helps to shift beliefs when it comes to your next level clients. So once again, expert content, and it helps to shift beliefs. And so we're going to talk about a couple of different types of expert content. But one of the types of expert content is looking at what's trending. And so sometimes I roll my eyes because I love y'all. I work with believers in business. And sometimes we get into this space of, you're not supposed to hop on trends. You're not supposed to hop on trends. We're not supposed to be doing what the world is doing. I'm like, trends are some things that, especially us as believers, you interject yourself into those conversations so that people can see that there is a different point of view. So, for instance, I live in Atlanta. And so we had recently the gentleman that came to Atlanta, Keith Lee, and the whole kerfuffle that, when he was here talking about, the restaurants and customer service. And so, that was that all of us as business owners, we could have hopped on that conversation. We could have actually interjected ourselves into that conversation. And sometimes I see posts like, hey, they got you over there talking about Keith Lee, and they're using that to get you distracted from XYZ. Why can't I think about more than one thing? You know what? I can actually have a conversation about Keith Lee and customer service as a business owner, and I can also talk about what's going on in Israel. Like, I'm multifaceted like that. So sometimes we say something. I'm like, y'all try to be too deep about stuff. But anyway, so for instance, with the thing with Keith Lee, and to us as business owners, if you didn't pull anything out of that, one of the things as business owners, I don't care what type of business you have, customer service is huge. Did you hear what people were saying? Listen to the conversation that people were saying about the fact that customer service, to get good customer service this day, like, it's almost now like it's not even the norm. And so you as a business owner, once again, that conversation that they were having, one, prayerfully, it had you to actually looking at your own customer service practices and, making sure that you have things in order, making sure your links working, all of that stuff, making sure you have your procedures and protocol, all of those things in place. So if it didn't do anything for you, at least having you in that reflective mode. And then, like I said, even for yourself, like, you could have inserted yourself into that conversation. Once again, it was a trending topic about you, yourself, and your business, and yourself when it comes to your customer service with your own business. So once again, that would be one thing that you could actually do to establish yourself as the expert and talking about how important customer service is, especially for small business owners. So once again, that was one way that you could have inserted yourself into that conversation. Like I said, it would have established you as the expert. So that's one way of doing it. Another type of expert content that you could put out there is to dispel myths. There, think about the myths that are in your industry. How can you dispel some of those myths that are out there? So, for instance, those of you that may be in the health industry, and you may not subscribe to the keto diet. Let's just say, I'll talk about that. And so, insert yourself into that conversation. You establish yourself and talk about why I don't believe in the keto diet, or why the keto diet will not work for you, or however you want to, shape that particular talking point. Now, once again, what this is going to do is establish you as the expert, like we're talking about with scrolling here. And then also you can use that as an opportunity to shift beliefs. So you may have people who are in your audience that they've been sticking to the keto diet and it's not working for them the way that they thought that it would. And so now you can address some of those reasons of why it may not be working for them. And like I said, now what you're also doing is shifting beliefs, because they may have thought a certain way, but now you're coming on there and now exposing them to another way of thinking about something, a way that they may not have even thought about. And once again, it's not about you trying to convince them, but it's you, like I said, dispelling the myths that they may have in their mind about a certain thing. So, let me know if that makes sense. So this is what I mean when I talk about expert content. I just gave two examples of how you can establish yourself as the expert in your industry. And once again, that expert content, that's a powerful way for your next level clients that are in your audience, for them to actually take a look back, like, oh wow, how does she know that about me? That type of thing, like getting them to actually interact and engage with your content, even if the interaction and engagement with your content is a mental thing. Well, like I said, they're like, oh wow, they're reading it and it causes them to stop the scroll, or they're reading that your content and it makes them stop and think about what it is that they're doing, or think about what they're thinking about, like that type of thing. And so this type of content, like I said, that's that fourth piece of content. So your testimonial content, lead generation content, engagement content, and expert content, that content that establishes you as an expert. That's four pieces of content that you can literally implement today. You can literally go through, in the examples that I just gave, you can literally go do this after the live if you want to, and putting that content out there. And so what we're going to actually do during the workshop is actually these four pieces of content. This is what we're going to focus on in the workshop. You actually creating the content, you structuring the content. Some of you guys may actually put it out there during the workshop. Hey, I'm going to say go for it, that type of thing, because I believe in implementation. And so with this content, you can do it in a variety of ways. You can have it as written content. You can go live and talk about this content. You can do short form videos. So, reels and stuff like that. Like some of you guys, don't be afraid to use, to share testimonials in your reels, in your TikTok videos. Don't be afraid of doing that. That's a powerful way to get your results out there, in that short form video. And every platform has short form video now. So that would be a powerful way for your testimonials to live out there with short form video. It pushes it out in front of people that are not even following you. So that's a powerful way to build your base and all that stuff like that, and establish yourself as an expert. So like I said, those are going to be the things that we're going to talk about during this workshop, that type of content, and actually creating that type of content. And like I said, it's a powerful way for you to do that. Once again, email your list. So you can certainly email it to your list, those of you that have a list, if you blog. Once again, so it's not just one set way that this can be done. And once again, it's not just designed for your website page or your business page. This is content that you want to have all across your platforms, because once again, it's different ways of you being able to, get yourself out there. And the thing with this as well is, you having a variety of ways, because remember, people don't always consume information the same way. A lot of us, we tend to put out content in the way that we're comfortable with, in the way that we're used to. But once again, we have to remember that not all of our people consume that information that way. So varying up how you do your content is also another powerful tip in being able to get your content out there, and you being able to close more clientele as well. So that type of thing. Another thing that I want to leave you guys with before we close out, because like I said, 30 minutes or less, and we're at 28 minutes. One other thing that I want to, close you out with this is, you don't have to do each one of these pieces of content every single day. You don't have to do it like that either. Some people are killing themselves trying to do all of these different ways. But my thing is, put out the content in a variety of ways, and then analyze which one gets the most traction. that type of thing. And then you want to do more of that type of content. You don't neglect the other ones, but you may not do it as much, and that's perfectly fine. But right now, video, short form video, and live stream is huge right now. So how can you leverage that? How can you leverage it? So tap into what's trending right now when it comes to marketing, and watch what happens. Watch how it grows and expands. And so, like I said, during this workshop that we're going to do on Thursday, November the 16th, at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to actually create your 30-day content plan. So when you walk away from that workshop, you will have exactly what you need to actually post, live stream, email your list about. Like, you'll actually have that outline done when you leave the workshop. If you decide to join us for the implementation week, then you have that time to actually implement it, get feedback, have that accountability, because some of you guys, you'll create it, but you'll never put it out there. And so at least you'll have that opportunity to have that accountability for those days and being able to get it out there, so you at least get it going. And even for myself, when I go back and I look at my stats, especially on Facebook and on LinkedIn and stuff like that, when I did this workshop, the lead generation workshop back in October, and I looked at my stats, when I tell you, blew it out the water. So this stuff works. Even the ladies that were a part of the masterclass, the last masterclass, they were talking about the fact that, wait a minute, all of this engagement that they have, and them trying to keep it, like, they were literally trying to plan, how do I keep up with this engagement that I now have? Like, they were literally trying to figure it out. So this stuff works. And so now that I'm doing it as this workshop form, I know my results are going to blow up. I know the ladies that will participate, their results are going to blow up, because now it's workshop style. And like I said, they're going to walk away with their 30-day content plan, which was something different than what we did in the workshop, in the masterclass. So this is a different piece right here. This is a new piece that we've added, because I want to make sure that even long after the workshop is done, they literally have their plan for the rest of 2023, and then they can take that plan and they can actually implement that plan in 2024, like that type of thing, like that. So that's what it is that we're talking about. Like, I want them to literally have something that they can now recycle, and like I said, being able to use that over and over and over again. So that type of thing. So you guys, like I said, I'm super excited about the workshop. We're doing it a little bit different, that it is hands-on. Once again, it is going to be next Thursday, November the 16th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes, there's going to be a replay. So if you need to watch it over and over and over again, or if you missed the live session and you'll still have access to that. Once again, and then immediately after the workshop ends, we'll open up the private Facebook group for the implementation week. That implementation week will last from November the 16th until 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday, November the 30th. And the reason why it's extended out is because that following week is Thanksgiving. But we also want to be able to use that to be able to tap in and close on some more Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales as well. So this is perfect timing for this workshop, because it will help you with your Black Friday. And once again, I tell people this all the time. I've been saying this for the past 7 years. When it comes to Black Friday, I don't believe in you guys taking your $5,000 service and cutting it in half and offering it for $1,700. We're not doing that. No. But we're going to talk about in this workshop how you can position that same service that you have, or even something else that you have. We're going to talk about some different ways and different things that you can do to actually insert yourself into the billions of dollars that they're spending during Black Friday, and have your product or your service as a part of what it is that they're doing. Period. That part right there. So I'm telling you that right there. Yes, Jennifer. Yes, 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 yes. So I'm super excited about the workshop, and like I said, it's just a powerful way. Hey, Lanita, it's a powerful way for you guys to, like I said, have that consistency, jump back out there, get back out there. And like I said, especially around this holiday season type of thing, and positioning yourself at the end of the year. So that way, even if you don't have an offer, or if your program isn't starting until January, this would be the perfect time for you to position yourself. And like I said, with this workshop, we have that 24-hour special pricing, where you can get the workshop and the implementation week plus a call with me, a 30-minute call with me, for only $97. But that special pricing ends tonight. So at the time of this recording is November the 7th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That special rate of $97, it ends at that time. After that, at midnight, it goes up to $197. And then it will go up again on Thursday at 11:59. It'll go up another $100 to $297. So go ahead and jump in and grab one of those slots now, so that you can participate with us with that. Okay. So you guys, like I said, I want to talk about 4 types of content. So prayerfully, you guys will vary up the content. I'm going to see more than just the inspirational stuff stuff. We're going to see more than just you sharing other people's content. We're going to actually see your content that one establishes you as the expert and two helps you to sign more clients. Okay. All right, you guys. So if you have any specific questions for me, feel free to reach out to me. I am more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. If you want to join us in the workshop, the link is scrolling below me right here, and it's either above or below this video, the clickable link. But like I said, go ahead, definitely check that out. Like I said, with this workshop, we're going to look at how my clients have, created content and generated 87 leads, booked 13 sales calls in a week, 10 sales in a week, blowing up their inbox once they do a live stream, all of that stuff. We're going to talk about all of that during next week's workshop. Okay. So like I said, when I read it before, people asked me if I was going to run it again. So this is me running it again. Okay. But once again, now we're going to do it in workshop style. So I would love to have you guys join us for that workshop. Okay. All right, you guys, that is all that I have. If you have any specific questions for me, feel free to reach out to me. You guys, thank you so much. And I'll see you on the other side of this live, you guys. Take care.